Welcome to the Vocalist magazine presents. I'm your host, Anna, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with singer-songwriter and producer Kaila. Kaila's a funky, spunky girl whose music is reminiscent of Joni Mitchell's folky jazz and Jamiroquai's funk. Her passion for music was ignited at a very young age, and it was by her grandfather, who was a singer in a barbershop quartet. She later went on to study music at Vanier College here in Montreal, and she's been performing and writing music ever since. So today, Kaila takes us back to where she started. We're actually standing right outside the house where she grew up and where her parents still live. Today, we learn about the musician that she's become. So here we are in Kaila's room, in Kaila's den, where she grew up. And a wonderful wall of memorabilia here. So Kaila, let's go over some of this stuff. I see over here you have kind of an ad for music lessons, and I see some over here from venues you've performed at.
Yeah, absolutely. I performed all over Montreal, all over Toronto, which was great. Toronto's great for music, as is Montreal. This was actually from the pre-Juno party when I was with DJ Majest from Magic Entertainment. This one's from Montreal, downtown Montreal. It was Velvet Soul. It was their new soul night they were starting at Le 5, which they still have going on today. Denmark.
Yeah.
They flew me down to teach in Denmark with the Vanier Music production. I also put on a show again in Montreal with my Vanier Music program.
Take us back to your childhood. How did music come to be such a major part of your life?
It all started with a trip to Nova Scotia. I have a lot of family down there, and I was sitting in the back seat of the van on the way down, and I just started singing Puff the Magic Dragon, and my grandfather turned around, stopped the van because he was driving, turned around, looked at me and said, "Oh my God, you have beautiful vibrato." I had no idea what that was. I was about 3.5, maybe 4. And then since then, he worked with me every single time I went over, and I was staying at my grandparents for most of my childhood. My grandmother was looking after me, and he'd work with me every day on vocal lessons.
And he used to take her on to the organ when he used to play, and she would sit with him when she was very little, and she'd fall asleep on him. And he used to sing to her and listen to music with her, and it was very special.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. One day for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. The bloom from my wild Irish rose.
And so what was your first performance in front of a crowd like?
It was incredible. It was grade 5, and it was the first moment I realized I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. I did the audition, and it went horribly, and I was eliminated in the first 2 seconds. And then I was singing the national anthem during my class, and my teacher kept kind of staying around me and said, "Come back at lunch." So I go back at lunch, and I sang the national anthem for her in private, and she said, "You're going to sing the lead role." And that first time I was standing on stage, the feeling I got, it was like the whole world stopped, and I was the only person there. And it was just, my whole body tingled. I can't even really describe it today.
In the quiet, misty morning, when
And that's when I knew I went up to my mom after the play and I said, Mom, that's what I want to do, you know, for the rest of my life. And she at first was probably thinking, okay, fine. But she supported it from that day.
You support the kids whatever they do, you know, and it's nice that Kaila was able to excel, and I think excel anyways, and which her endeavor, singing.
With time, fall into my rhymes. It doesn't always come first, and sometimes my head cannot convince my heart.
Where do you get inspiration for lyrics?
Just everyday life moments. I mean, for my latest songs have really been about anything passion-oriented. You know, whether I'm in love or I'm falling out of love or I'm being heartbroken or I'm missing one of my friends or I'm feeling just down on life and like my career's not going anywhere. My whole concept is instead of letting those feelings get to make you feel down and make you feel depressed, I put them onto paper and then they're gone.
I see here your first EP that you released, right?
Yep.
What was it like making your first album, the first tangible thing?
Thousands of dollars. It was a lot of money. No, it was, I love it. Actually, I cried when I opened the box, as did my mom. It was cool because I had actually just finished working at a marketing company. So I got the whole gist of creating something, budget, business. And I was almost less a singer and more a business person, which was cool. It was cool inventing it because there's so many details to the front cover, to making sure you state and thank everyone, to the exact CD and what it's supposed to look like, and make sure you have the right writing on the CD and it's registered properly. So it was a lot of work and a lot of money, but I wouldn't take anything back.
Snow fell upon the window as snow was cut up on the glass. Both made you cold and awaken to the night that would never last. Talk just to kill the time. Feel the silence erase your mind. Shut out the world. Walk the line. Feel the rush for one last time. Feed my soul tonight. Let's let go tonight. Make this my home tonight. 'Cause tomorrow everything can change and I won't remember your name. So for now let's make this last forever and pretend that we're together. Bottles lay upon the floor. Candles light up the room and warm your core. I look into your eyes, they're so clear. And for that moment we're together, no matter how near. Our eyes, they start to wilt, feeling heavy with thoughts of guilt. Sun is rising, reality's starting to show its head. Quick, let's go to bed. Feed my soul tonight. Let's let go tonight. Make this my home tonight. 'Cause tomorrow everything can change and I won't remember your name. So for now let's make this last forever and pretend that we're together. Yeah, pretend that we're together. Sun has risen, it shows the truth. All that glowed is now see through. Please close your mouth and close your eyes. When I'm meant for daylight, keep the memory in your mind and think of me when it is night. I'll say goodbye, this time for real, and I will try not to feel, and not to feel.
You study jazz, but your sound has changed over the years, right?
Yeah, I graduated from this program, and I was kind of, to be quite frank, I was done with jazz. But I went and I was trying to I want to be famous. I want to just graduate from, I thought I worked so hard here at Vanier. Now I'm ready to just be a star. And then I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then nothing happened, and then nothing happened, and nothing happened. I'm like, oh, you actually have to go and work for it. I thought because I had, I worked so hard in school and I got my degree. So I went and I found a producer in Toronto, Mark Zubek, and we recorded a 4-song EP, and that was pop rock, like bubblegum pop in your face.
Something inside you see doesn't want normality, normal to you, won't work for me. Natural chemistry, individuality.
And so I worked with that for a bit, and then I realized, okay, it's not really my style, and now I'm doing kind of, I'd say folk meets jazz. I'd say Joni Mitchell meets Jamiroquai. So Jamiroquai is a great artist. He's kind of under the radar, but he's heavily influenced by jazz and funk. And then Joni Mitchell, she's always been funky, but she's had that kind of a jazz deliverance to her voice, the way she does her runs, the way she plays with her volume. She goes really soft and really loud. So that's what I'm going after right now, because that's just naturally what I feel like doing when I'm singing.
And you're also working on an EP right now with this kind of Joni Mitchell, Jamiroquai, folky funk to it. So you're working with Suki Benning,
Yep.
The producer, and what can we expect from this EP?
Well, we're two songs in. We're recording the third this Thursday, and then I'll record the rest from China, which I'll get into in a little bit. We're expecting to do 4 to 6 songs, and it's finally what I feel like I've been wanting to do. I was so confused because I had so many ideas, and I loved so many different genres of music, and I had such a respect for music. And there was nothing I disliked. So it was try finding out what you want to do when you love so many different things. So I had to try, like trial and error. Pop rock, definitely not me. Bohemian disco, I created that term, really didn't work so well. No one really got it. I thought it was a good idea, but anyways, and then the urban disco was, again, it was close with Kent. He was another producer I was working with, but it still wasn't fitting. And every time I do a performance in all of these genres, you could see right through me, I felt like, and I was never giving my all because it really wasn't what I wanted to do. And so now I finally have stumbled onto exactly what I love, what works. And it's just, it's so easy. It's mindless. I just stand in front of the mic and it just flows out of me. And I've been looking for that for years.
Sun has risen, it shows the truth. All that cloud is now see-through.
I think with her, it really came down to doing one song at a time. Instead of trying to come up with an idea or a flow to go with for the whole entire project, the way I like to work with every artist is to do it one song at a time. So with Let's Pretend, she came up to me with a little guitar loop and some lyrics written down already, and based off of that, we heard where the emotion was coming out from. She did a little quick performance of it, so we had one run-through of the whole entire song that she had written. And with that, we came up with some really sort of grand sounds and, interesting drums and percussion and some choir as well. And that's why it's really about just what each song is trying to say. And that's why we would try to create the right vibe around each particular song.
Please close your mouth and close your eyes. When I'm meant for daylight, keep the memory in your mind and think of me when it is night. I'll say goodbye
For Kaila, we definitely see acoustic elements, piano and guitar, because she's very comfortable with that. And we do want her voice to shine because she's got a beautiful texture. It's, you know, she can go very, very soft and it's like she's whispering in your ear, or she can go very, very loud, you know, on an arena. So definitely her voice has to be the star. So that's where the production can't really, it has to support her.
Feed my soul tonight. Let's let go tonight. Make this my home tonight. 'Cause tomorrow everything can change and I won't remember your name. So for now, let's make this last forever. And pretend that we're together.
So you actually came back from Morocco recently. What were you doing there?
I was hired to sing, to be a lead singer in a cover band. So it was actually a Moroccan club, which I thought was really cool because it wasn't like they were setting us up at a hotel. We were in the basement of this hotel. Well, it was still a local boîte, they would call it, so a local club, and it was so cool. It was primarily a big jazz club in Casablanca, and so you know that there was a big jazz history in Casablanca, and so we were doing pop rock, and we performed 6 nights a week, 3 shows a night for locals, and it was just really cool because you were really getting the flavor. It was the first time that I'd done 6 shows a week. And my voice held up. I did it. I mean, I have a very strict regime that I do during the day. But after I did that, I said, okay, bring it on. I can tour. I can do it. Yeah.
And you'll be doing a similar project in China, right? For 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay, what will you be doing there?
This time it's the same kind of a concept. It's a cover band, so we're doing top 40 kind of stuff and Chinese songs, which that has been a challenge for me.
So you'll be singing in Chinese?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can barely speak French. So this is going to be challenging. No, I'm very excited. It's actually not as hard as people think. So it's going to be for the Shangri-La Hotel, and we're in their club, and we're performing again 6 times a week, and for 6 months.
I'm fading off to sleep. You've gotten into me.
When it comes to vocal health and your vocal regime, how do you stay healthy physically and vocally?
Getting sleep is crucial, getting as much sleep as you can get. I use a lot of organic oils. So I use lavender oil for my ears because when you're around a drum kit and things that are really loud, that helps calm it. I use a lot of other oils for my throat, for my sinuses. So every time I do a show, I come back and I take those right away. And then I wake up and I have tea all day, hot water. I do my vocal routine every day, which is just making sure that even before you talk, you're grounded, your diaphragm's set up so that when you deliver those first words in the morning, you're not talking like this. Because that affects, anything you do affects your performance later that night. And I wouldn't really talk during the night.
I see you in my mind. I see you when I close my eyes.
And I also know that Starlight Kids Foundation is a really big part of your life because you yourself have arthritis. So what have you been doing in terms of activism or volunteering for the foundation?
Yeah, I was born with arthritis. It's in remission now. And that's, I believe, through, the doctors say otherwise, but I believe it's through a proper diet and exercise that I was able to kick it. But it was difficult when I was growing up. I spent most of my childhood in and out of the hospital, but still don't look back at it with any negative memories because of organizations like Starlight Kids Foundation. They come in and they make you so much a part of the family, and they design the hospital so it's so welcoming and homey. So when I got a little bit older and once I was in remission and doing music, I said, I want to finally give back. I feel like that's how I'm going to feel better about what I'm doing and maybe the purpose of why I'm writing music. And so I started working with the Children's Hospital and children with arthritis and adults as well. They have a yearly yoga arthritis convention, and I go and I speak and I sing for them yearly. And so organizations like Starlight Kids Foundation are really where I want to start going in that direction of just anything to help, a good cause, and especially for children.
Which color should I paint with? What color is the sky? all the colors we are told to obey. What if it's a lie? You look down to the ground. Are you up or down? Are you lost or found? I won't know, you won't know. The world just can't take me. Will it reject or embrace me? Or will it try to escape me? I won't know, you won't know. You'll never know what you get. 'Cause I'll never know who I am. And we'll never know how it ends. 'Cause baby, I'm two-sided. No one ever knows what I do. 'Cause I'll never show it all to you. I'll keep you guessing through and through. 'Cause baby, I'm two-sided. The ground felt so sturdy today, but tomorrow it could crumble and break, yeah. The air seems so weightless today, but tomorrow it could suffocate, yeah. I look down to the ground. Are you up or down? Are you lost or found? I won't know, you won't know. The world just can't take me. Will it reject or embrace me? Or will it try to escape me? I won't know, you won't know. You'll never know what you get. 'Cause I'll never know how it ends. And baby, we'll know what you get. 'Cause baby, I'm two-sided. No one ever knows what I do. 'Cause I'll never show it all to you. I'll keep you guessing through and through. 'Cause baby, I'm two-sided. 'Cause baby, I'm two-sided. Hey. Oh, 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 hey.
So what are your motivations now for making music and for continuing what you do?
It's just making music that I feel is true to my heart, and obviously continuing to reach out and to help other people through my music. And when I go through experiences in life, just writing them down and making a song from it. It's very simple. I feel like the more simplistic approach that I take, the better it's going to work for me.
And what do you want people to take away from your music?
Exactly that. The meaning of the song that I'm portraying, that I'm putting out there. It's truth. I've never sugarcoated anything. I've never lied about anything. I've had producers come to me and say, okay, lie and say that there's 1,000 people here when there was really maybe 150. And I can never do it. And I don't mind being a goof. I don't mind slurring my words, not saying the right word, not sounding perfectly put together, looking perfectly put together. That's fine, you know? And I want there to be more truth in music. You know, I'm not dissing the music industry at all, but I feel like when you're looking at the artists out there, who are they really? You know, I feel like now more than ever, we are starting to see truth come back into the music game, but that's really what I want to put out as an image and as my message. Just stay true to yourself. Do what you do.
I'm thinking about you, but I'm lying next to him. I see you in the corner of my eye. I know it's so wrong, but it feels so right.
Singing is just another career. You know, just the same as you're a doctor, you're a singer, you're a musician that plays on cruise ships, you're a teacher, you're doing what you love. You know, I don't think there needs to be this whole blown up idea of a superstar. Just do what you love, be a good person, record good music, and I hope to go on tour with it one day, but that's just me doing what makes me happy.
Very down to earth.
And I think it's very easy to not be, to lose your head a little bit when you're on tour and you're around people and you're not with your family as much. You're around people that you don't know they're hired to kind of boost you up because you're going on a stage in front of 1,000 people. You do have to have a certain level of confidence, but I think you have to make sure that you really find your happy medium.
So Kaila, right now you have your EP coming up with Sook's Music, and you're going to China for 6 months. What else do you have going on, and how excited are you?
I'm leaving in 7 days, so I'm very excited. I don't know what to expect. I mean, because it's going to be something completely different than Morocco. But I already have, I go off of vibes a lot. I already have a very positive vibe about China, Chengdu to be exact. So what I'm continuing to work with BTV Music, Suki, on the two-sided project. So we're going to keep producing that while I'm in China. I'm going to try to get my music out in China and see if I can get a little fan base down there and just keep doing what I do.
Awesome. And just your tip to aspiring artists based on everything you've learned from the industry so far, what would you give as advice?
It's just stay true to yourself and obviously take a certain level of criticism from people that you trust and you value their opinion, but you have to realize everyone's going to have an opinion. You need to trust yours first and foremost and know what you want to be putting out there. And just, yeah, be true to yourself. Be a good person.